Welcome back to another episode of Talking to. I tried to put my 2 up before I even said 2.
2? You're in advance.
I'm Missy.
And I'm ready.
And today, what are we talking about, Mr. Guy?
Today, we're talking about using your words lightly. So what I mean by that is using your words in a way that literally like you're disregarding what they actually really mean. So, you know, if you're saying that I love you, for example, to somebody that you just met, like, oh, I love you so much. And then, you know, somebody could take that like you really, really, really do love them. Like, oh my goodness, this person have a high regard for me.
Yeah.
So you're using your word lightly. So that's what I'm talking about.
Well, that for me was something that I had to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a way that was being like, you know, more of an unaware kind of private type of way though. Yeah. Like not really wanting to share me with people. Okay. So like, you know, saying something or agreeing to something or just kind of conversating just for the conversation while others could be taking it for what it is, and I'm just kind of throwing out the words for the conversation.
It's very misleading to somebody. So somebody that is taking you 100% wholeheartedly serious.
Yeah.
It's very misleading.
And that I had to learn not to do that.
Right.
I had to learn how to, you know, one of the things that I think is really, really difficult for us as human beings to do is unlearn habits that we were so used to doing.
Yeah, that's very difficult.
And not understanding that, you know, when you're throwing out words to people that's just throwing out words to you, it has no significance. Yeah, like, you know, but then when you actually find people who actually take your words as what you're saying, and then you have to reevaluate yourself.
For sure, I agree.
Because it causes something else, you know, and you can become a lot of other things that you don't have no intentions on being, you know.
For sure. So, me personally, I never really had that issue of taking my words lightly. I know that I did blurt out a lot of things without thinking about them, for sure. Like, I said the first thing that came in my mind, you know what I mean? And even though it was hurtful or it was whatever, but I always did feel what I was saying, even though if I didn't understand how the other person was taking what I was saying. So, you know, it wasn't a thought out thing, but it was a serious. I was serious about everything I said, anything, and everything.
Yeah, like you definitely were serious to the point that even if you was asked that same thing 10 years later, you would have said the same thing.
Same exact thing without never even know I said it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, for me, I've always kind of walked on a treadmill. You know, with what.
Flip it. My bad. But your words used to always you could say one thing 10 years ago and I asked you the same thing and it's like, you know, it might be a little bit different. And then that was always like a like what? Didn't you say that this? Yeah. But I know things change though.
Things do change, and I'm very spontaneous with things. So I could feel some type of way yesterday and today feel totally different because I thought about it and now I don't feel that way no more. Okay. You know, or I just have a different thought process now, you know.
Than you did 10 years ago. Yeah. That's a lot of time.
It is.
You can change your mind in 10 years.
I mean, but I changed my mind in a week. Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm just unpredictable in that side. But I didn't learn, though, that what came out of my mouth was, and I'm still learning every day. Okay. Because I do have a problem with sarcasm. And I'm understanding that my sarcasm can be taken as serious. Yeah, literal. To people.
Yeah, you saying it as a joke, but and then the person that is receiving it is taking it as like literal. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I overlook that a lot. So I'm still trying to figure out that part. But when you throw out words like how is it? Because when someone says, "Oh, I love you," like, you know, and then you kind of like, it happened with us. What? You know, when we started dating, whatever you said, I love you, I didn't tell you it back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I felt like the people that I actually cared about, you know, I didn't want to tell you something that I wasn't sure of yet. So I couldn't just say it back to you. just right off the back, you know. And remember, you didn't understand that. Like, you know, you was like, how, what the heck? Like, you know, but it was the truth. Like, you know, and I told you, I said, I'm not just going to tell you that because you told me that. Right. You know, but a lot of people can get offended by that. You know? Like that could be offended. Like, I mean, offensive. So, but it's just, I feel like if you do that, you're throwing out your words lightly. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
So what do you think is a problem about using your words lightly? Like
the problem?
What is the problem with it?
I think it's like you said, it's misleading. It's misleading and it's not genuine. And I'm not saying that you have to be, you know, genuine all the time, but you could be honest. But I think that when people do throw out those words so lightly, that is what they feel at the moment, in the moment. But it may not be something that they really truly, you know, genuinely feel. Like, you know, they just being honest maybe, but you can't be honest all the time.
I think that people sometimes throw out words because they don't want to make an awkward situation. Like, for example, saying that I love you. Like when I told you I love you, like you liked me and everything like that. You was with me for a long time, but you was like, I don't know if I'm there yet. Like, you know what I mean? But and then you had enough self-confidence and to just, you know, kind of tell me, you know, you're like, oh, I'm not going to just say it because you said it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But a lot of people, that would be an awkward situation, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like what? Like, you know, that could make or break a whole relationship right there.
Yeah. But I just wanted me knowing that I seen you as a future partner, you know, I didn't want to just throw out something that I wasn't sure of. But with other people, though, I was able to do that.
Yeah, you was able to tell other people.
I was able to do that.
I love you and stuff, weird stuff.
You know, or I was able to just respond to people in a way that you had to teach me kind of how to, or show me how to speak to people.
Oh, yeah.
Because I used to just say whatever, you know, was on my brain and not understand that that person would take it this type of way.
Oh, for sure. Like, knowing that your words hold weight, especially in people that care about you, even some people that don't care about you, you know what I mean? You say that you're going to meet somebody at a movie or whatever like that, and you know dang right that you're not going to even meet them there. You know what I mean? Your words hold weight. Your words literally moved this person to go to this movie, and you never showed up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it moved something. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if people just take that so lightly, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it actually does matter. Because I think over time, like, for me, all my life, I've been a person of words. Like, you know, I've been a person, if you say something, I expect for you to do it. Right. Like, you know, I'm okay with circumstances changing and plans changing and stuff like that. But when you just totally disregard what you said, and then that does, like, you know, that puts a chip on my shoulder.
But how does that work? Because of when we was kids and stuff, you was able to say something, and then you, like I said, you changed your mind a lot. So you literally was able to have, I guess.
Did you hear what your keyword was?
What?
Kid. Like, I was not that mature. I was mature, but I wasn't as mature. So I mean, we can talk about that.
When I was a kid, my word is my power. You know what I mean?
But you still kept your word, but you didn't have the full understanding behind what you were saying neither, or what you wanted.
But and I sometimes even against my better judgment, if I said I was going to do something, and then I kind of still did it because I said I was going to do it. Like, that's how strong my word was to me. Like, if I said I was going to go to the movies and I got sick, I still went to the movies. Yeah. Sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but that's another thing. It was one of those things that was your motive behind it too. I think that's another thing with me with words. Like, you know, if you tell me something, you know, and let's say, you know, what are you doing it just to do it, or like, you know, what's the reason behind it? I think that matters as well. I think your motive matters. Well, and your intentions matter as well. As using words lightly.
See, I had a lot of well, not a lot, but I had like people that I looked up to as a child. Like, you know, my father used to say a lot of things, a lot of sayings. He's one of those older type that used to say like a lot of wise words or whatever. You just be around him, he starts speaking, he's like, oh, okay, that's a gem that he's just dropped, even though he's not trying to tell me this, you know. And my brother, one of my older brothers, used to say things too, and I used to pay attention to that. You know what I mean? For example, My brother used to say word is bond. I think he still says that, actually. Word is bond. And I know that's a common saying or whatever, but he said it. I took it really, really strong. Like, word is bond. Like, word is really bond and stuff, So when I said something, word is bond. I said this is what it is.
Yeah, and see, that's where I come in at, because even if word is bond, you just doing it just to keep your word, but what's your motive and intention? Like,
I didn't care about none of that.
Exactly, and that's what I also, that's what I looked at. Like, don't just do something just because the words came out your mouth. Mm-hmm. Like, just, if you do it with if you say that you're gonna cook me dinner, mm-hmm. but you cooking me dinner with an attitude. Mm-hmm. And throwing the plate, or whatever, like, I can care less about your word being bond. See, that's how I take it.
Yeah, that's true. But, and then at the same time, I still kept my word. But now I understand that. Not only do your words matter, but the motive behind it and the actions behind your word also matter. Yeah. But I used to take it as my word alone mattered. Yeah. Like, I give you like a crazy example. Like, well, not really crazy, but if I said, I'm going to go to your party, and then, I come to your party and I show up, hey, what's up? And I roll out. Mm-hmm. I get my car and drive right back and leave. I showed up.
Nope.
Word is bond. I showed up.
Yeah.
Part of the people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of here. And stuff, what I mean?
And that's, to me, you should not even came. See, mm-hmm. Like, that's
word is bond.
Me. Yeah, like your word is not bonded.
Word is bond. I showed up, like I said.
Yeah, like, and that's I don't view it that way.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, no. Now, never have. See, now I understand. Like the motive behind it. If I say I'm showing up, obviously they don't think I'm gonna just show up and say hello and leave. They think I'm gonna come in and chill or whatever the case might be. But word was bond in a way of whatever I said was literal. Whatever I said was definitely literal.
I'm going to give you a high five. You can give a high five and just never talk to that person. Yep. Not even talk. Just.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you some, and then some is more than two or more, and I'll give you two only, like or three maybe. Like what I mean. I'm gonna give you some of these chips. Oh yeah, you'll give me some. I'm gonna share and stuff like that. And then I give them 2 or 3. Like, for real. No, like I don't do that. I don't do that no more. This is old.
Yeah, this is just we've grown.
Yeah.
Definitely we've grown a lot. Mm-hmm. But these are just things that, still today is just very common. Just I hear people all the time just saying words. Mm-hmm. Like, and for me it throws me back a lot. I'm like, and I'm like, and then how I respond is like, because I can't really respond because I'm taking, if I say something, now I'm trying my best to live up to what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's not, I'm going to try my best. And if I don't, it's going to bother me until I do live, That's just me.
Well, see, I still have that word is my mentality in the way of if somebody tells me something and then they don't do it or like they don't do it for any type of, most reasons. Mm-hmm. And then I don't trust you no more. You can't tell me anything. You fool me once, you ain't gonna fool me again. Like, you tell me something like and you don't follow through with what you told me, it's over.
I'm not like that.
I have a high regard for my word and yours as well. So you don't have a high regard for your word. We don't relate. We're not gonna be together. Well, not a relationship, but we're not gonna. We can't be cool, like for real.
Yeah. I just think that, like, me, again, like, I've worked on using my words, and a lot of times I'm quiet. A lot of times, when I'm talking to people.
You're a listener more than a talker.
Yeah, I listen. Because I'm not going to just respond just because to say something. Like, I don't need to respond. Like, I'm not a person that actually needs to be heard, I guess, in a way. So it's easy when I'm in conversations for me just to kind of listen and hear someone out. And when I'm actually thinking what they're saying, my response is not just going to be something that I just threw out there lightly. My response is actually going to be a thought out process of what I'm about to say. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think honestly, just from the people that I converse with, words isn't as strong as, they think that it is to them. You know what I mean? They kind of just throw their words kind of lightly around. They'll say something and then, anything will be considered a valid reason or excuse of why it wasn't able to be done. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, that goes to priority. But,
yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like, you tell me that, oh, I'm going to pay you whatever. I'm going to pay you back when I get my paycheck, right? And then you don't pay me back. But and then your rent and all these other things that you have going on, which is, important, you know what I mean? You make sure you pay that, right? It's a priority. Your priority is to pay your rent and your bills, which is okay and everything. But you should have did a little bit more discernment of, like, was I really gonna be able to pay you back when I got my check? You should have did a little bit more budgeting to see, like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to pay you back when I get my check. I want to pay you back when I get my check, but, like, I have all my bills. I'm gonna be homeless. So, like, you have something. I don't know. You probably don't want to say all your business, but I mean, once you tell me that, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you can understand better.
Yeah,
like,
but
and that's me. Like, I can understand if someone just communicates with me on
everybody's
something.
not like us, so.
But if somebody just totally disregard and I don't hear from them, or I just, it just seems like they just told me something and never followed up with me, and then that's when, like, I get a feeling like, because I know that even if I can't do something and I said something, I'm just going to follow up with you still. I just feel like I'm going to follow up and communicate. Like,
everybody don't care. Like, if you said that you're going to pay them or whatever, and then I call you on the day I'm supposed to pay you and say, I'm not going to actually be able to pay you. And some people, that's the life or death situation. Some people, like, take that really, like, like, I have plans for this money you was paying me back. You know what I mean? So the way that you're understanding is not okay. I mean, it's not okay with everybody. Everybody don't have the same compassion as you do, for sure. Nope.
Well, that sucks.
Well, that's life.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So you can't judge everybody off of that. Like, so I understand, but see, the thing is that I still don't pity you though. Like, I don't pity you. So I understand you wasn't able to pay me because of you have your rent and everything. I get all that. That all makes sense. But and then now I understand that literally you're not just going to borrow money to put me in a situation that you did, because I have bills and stuff to pay too, and you're not able to pay me back. I was planning on paying my bills with the money you was paying me back with. Your bills is more important than my bills. So, I'm just not going to let you borrow money again. That's a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
But, oh, my bad. You have some?
I was just going to say, and that's why, like, when people say, I always tell, even I do this with my kids, like, if they say, can I have this? Or, if they ask me for something, and I always let them know, like, if I say yes, it's just going to be because I say yes. If I say no, it's going to be because I say no. Sometimes they try to give you a reason on why, like, sorry, excuse me. Can I have $5? The reason because of this, or like, and I always tell them, like, to be honest with you, with me, I kind of, if I want to give it to you, I'm gonna give it to you. If I don't, then I don't. Like, that's just me. Like, your reasoning behind it, I don't feel like it's gonna move me too much to actually say yay or nay. Depends on, if I'm supporting something that I don't want to, then yes. But for the most part, like, I always say the reasoning behind why you're asking me is not going to make me give it to you more or less.
See, you're the minority when it comes to that. I always tell you this. Like, reason is most definitely do sway people to help or not help, like, for sure. And then we taught our children how to conversate or to relate information of why they feel certain things. You know what I mean? And then, they can put, if I was in the same situation with our kids and then they asked me for $5 or whatever, and then I said no, and then they came back with some type of real valid reason of why they need the $5, and then they could sway me to give them the $5. They could. So I'm on the opposite scale of that, what you just said.
Yeah. But that's just how I be feeling.
Yeah,
like,
you're the
I be
minority.
like, if I'm gonna say yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. If I'm gonna say no, I'm say no. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, even when people ask me for money or borrow money, like, and if they say pay, I'm gonna pay you back. A lot of the times I say, in my brain, I'm like, if they pay me back, they pay me back. If they don't, they don't. Like, if I didn't want to give it to them, I should have never gave it to them. Like, that's just kind of how I be.
Yeah, that's how you operate.
Yeah.
That's I don't think that's common. Like, I don't think that's common.
Because once it leaves my hands, it's not mine no more. Like, that's just how my brain operates.
You're a safe operator. So you're a safe operator. You're not optimistic person in a way of like, you know, if somebody did say that they're going to pay you back, to you, you're lost of money. If they gave it back to you, you're like, cool. If they don't give it back to you, you're like, cool as well. You're not going to let somebody borrow more money than you can afford to. Like, which is smart.
But I'm also not going to take their "I'll pay you back," you know, as guarantee, because they could just be using that one line to get me to even want to give it to them. Like, can I borrow $20? I'll pay you back. It's so lightly. It's not. It's just a common, you know, word. Like, some people are genuine, but most people say it as a, can I borrow? I'll pay you back, and it comes out so lightly.
It's a follow up.
Yeah, it's just like, you know,
it's just a follow up to I'm borrowing. It's to make you feel more okay with,
to give it, like, you know, and I think I see so past that. Like, I just look at the person, like, if you ain't paid back Billy 10 times, you know, if I want to let you borrow this, I should expect to not get this back. Like, and
that's smart.
You know?
That's a smart. But me personally, I just feel more of I let people mess up. I let people burn their own bridge. Like, you know, if I see somebody running across a wooden bridge with a fire torch or whatever like that, you know, I'm not going to just tell them like, hey, don't run across that bridge. It might be a reason why they're running across that bridge with that fire. You know what I mean? But I let them burn their own bridge. I be like, I watch them.
Yeah.
I watch them. And then when I watch them, and then if they burn their bridge because of that reason, I'm like, and then, you know, that's when I know if I build that bridge back up, I'm not going to let them cross it again. Like, you know.
Yeah. I'm already, my bridge is probably already, you know.
Yeah, you don't let people do that. Like,
yeah, my bridge is already there. So anything that I'm agreeing to or that I'm assisting with, I've already took into account that if this doesn't play out, whatever, I've already kind of thought about it, you know.
I like evidence. Like, I don't want to judge you off of my own understanding of you or my own understanding of this case scenario. I've seen this case scenario a million times before. I know how this is going to go. I don't like that, because you might be the person that actually does it and it might turn out totally different. So I like to actually watch and then observe how this is happening, and then if it turns out the same, and then okay, and if it doesn't, and then okay as well. Like, but you cut it off before. Yeah, you'll cut it off before, which is safe. Like I said, time is valuable.
Well, I guess I always play it safe.
Yeah. It's time is
not always.
Time is very valuable, and you don't have time to waste. It makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you keep your psyche in check by the way that you operate. I'm more open to attack the way I operate than you are, for sure.
Yeah, I just don't like getting caught off guard.
That's smart.
With my emotions. Like, you know, I don't like for people to have that over me. Yeah. You know? So I just like to think about it beforehand.
And you're smart about it. That's smart.
Yeah, because I know, like, you know, it just, people hurt people, don't realize that they hurt people, and people hurt your feelings. They don't even, it could be the smallest thing, you know? And so, you know, and I think, again, like, the whole reason of this podcast today is to, when people use their words lightly, like, you know, not realizing how much of an effect that has on a person when you just say a word, throwing it out there and letting it fly in the wind, you know, and you don't know how that other person is receiving it. Yeah. And it could be detrimental to one's, you know, emotional health and
all that, and
mental health, you know. Like, your one word can change everything for this person's life.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, I just think more likely than not is best to actually pay attention to what you're saying to another person, because you don't know how they're taking it, you know. So, you know, it's better to actually make sure whatever you're saying or you're relating to another person is truthful as it's going to be. In situations, it does happen, but, you know. Yeah,
it's definitely a continuous work in progress.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, we ain't going to ever get it right all the time. But, you know, as long as you have this awareness and this reflect, you know, this mirror, then you're able to just think about what you say before you say it. And I don't think a lot of people do that.
Nope.
And, you know, so it could be overlooked, or it could be actually, you know, an issue. Yeah, you know, so that's what we wanted to talk about today with you guys. So if you're a person who kind of not so, you know, good with your words and you're throwing them out lightly, you know, maybe you can take some time to just, you know, think about that and reevaluate on how you speak to others.
Yeah. Most definitely, yeah. If you're one of those people that doesn't, you should just, you know, just take a little extra effort and time to actually, you know.
Yeah, because I'm a person, I listen to your words coming out your mouth. Me personally, I'm listening to everything you're saying. And I'm not receiving it as light as you may be saying it.
For sure.
You know, so.
Okay. Well, if you guys like that opinion or if you like that type of conversation, let us know how you feel about it and come back. Do you agree? Do you disagree with us? You know, is it something that we miss? How do you use your words? Do you use them lightly? Do you not? Let us know. We want to know. So if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, you know, do what you have to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. But if you, I don't know. But if you listen to us on a podcast, we appreciate you. You can always watch us on YouTube and everything else. But until next time, we are out. Deuces.